Hey, young historians, Mr. Moran here, and today you're going to learn about the core discovery. And I know for some of you, you might be thinking, hey, we learned about this in elementary school. That's great. For some of you, this might be new information. And even if you learned about Lewis and Clark expedition in elementary school, you might learn something new along the way, such as the core discovery in reality was a top secret military operation. President Jefferson originally requested the funds or the money from Congress in a secret memo he sent to Congress. And it was commanded by United States Army officers. And in fact, originally, everyone that was involved in the core discovery when they left around St. Louis, they were all members of the military except for one person, and you're going to learn about that one person. And Jefferson wanted the Corps to discover the Northwest Passage. And the Northwest Passage was a mythical body of water that would have linked the eastern portion of the United States to the Pacific Ocean. And Jefferson hoped that this Northwest Passage would allow American farmers and American businesses easy access to the Pacific and further to China and other Asian seaports. Then Americans could sell their goods to Asia. But also, too, another reason why this was a military operation was because if you look at the map of the Louisiana Territory, and if you look at what Jefferson wanted the Corps to do or to eventually end up at, the Pacific Ocean, that would mean that the Corps would have to trespass into what was then known as New Spain or Spanish territory, because the western half of the United States was claimed to be Spain. And in fact, there were Spanish officials and Spanish military folks that had a sneaking suspicion that these Americans might cross into Spanish territory, and they alerted their military, and the Spanish military, were given orders that if they do find these this American expedition, that they had orders to kill them. And in fact, the threat was so real that Jefferson created what was known as the Jefferson Cipher. It was a secret coding system that Lewis and Jefferson planned out to send a message if they were captured. And the good thing is the cipher was never used because they were never captured, but it just tells you how this was really a military operation. But you're going to learn another reason why Jefferson wanted the Corps to go out into the Louisiana Territory. And to do this, you're going to click on this link right here where it's an interactive timeline, and that's going to take you here to the another web page. And when you click on that page, it might take a minute to upload, so please be patient. It might take 30 to 40 seconds, and you'll see that it's uploading. And you come to this timeline and see how it says drag. And so you're going to move this over to each event on the timeline. And you're going to learn a little bit about the core discovery in chronological order. And as you do that, we'll go back to Canvas here. There is a worksheet you need to complete. And so the first one is, it says Meriwether Lewis and President Jefferson was President Jefferson's personal blank. And Lewis was also skilled blank and an amateur blank. So your job is to complete this worksheet. And so let's go back to that timeline. So it says here, assembling the expedition, January through May, 1803. Jefferson asked his personal secretary, Meriwether Lewis, hey, that's part of that first answer, right? Personal secretary. And Lewis was also skilled blank and an amateur blank. Let's go back to that page. Well, it doesn't say anything about that. He talks about how Clark brings along his slave, whose name is York. So that is the one person who originally was not part of the military, but he was an enslaved person being owned by Clark. So let's go over to this one right here. Oh, yeah, it says right there, Clark is experienced at fighting and negotiating with Indians. So there we go. We've got the answer to number 1. So it's a combination of this page and this page. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go through each of these, and some of them you're going to read and go, hey, there's nothing on there to answer, and that's okay. Some of them are short videos you're going to watch.
Tasked by President Jefferson with exploring the vast unknown expanse of the Louisiana Purchase, Lewis faced an incredible logistic challenge.
But not every one of these has a video. Here's another one.
When Clark brought the chiefs back to shore after showing them the cube.
So anyways, you're going to go through these and complete that worksheet. And then once you're done, submit it, and voila. So if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email, and I'll answer them, or come to the office hours. Thanks, and have a great day.